Hello friend, how is it going? Welcome back to Toyota Maintenance YouTube channel. Are you the owner of Toyota vehicle and you got a check engine light, you scanned it and you got only one code, and that's a P0401, which is for EGR flow insufficient? And are you brave enough that you would like to try to diagnose it by yourself and find where the problem is? If yes, stay with me in this video. This vehicle is 1998 RAV4. It has this 4-cylinder engine, which model is 3SFE. And because it's about the EGR flow, right, we will be dealing with the EGR valve, which is right here. We will be also testing EGR vacuum modulator, and the third part of the system is unfortunately hidden behind the engine and you have to get to it from behind, but I will show it to you. I already got it out. I have a new, this is the old valve, original Toyota, and here is the replacement part. So this is VSV, vacuum switching valve. And the best, I believe, and most logical step, number one, is to check all the hoses. These vacuum hoses cannot be broken, there cannot be any holes in them, right? They have to be properly connected. Without that, the system will be not able function. If you find and check all the hoses correct, here comes the step number two. And number two, I would love to see if the EGR valve itself, which is right here, works properly, right? So that's a membrane inside, and if you apply the vacuum to this port, right, you take your vacuum provider, which in this case will be tool like this. Let me show you, right? You need this, you need to create a vacuum, and if you create a vacuum here on this port, you can feel here by the hand that whole membrane will lift up, it will go up, and when you release the vacuum, the whole valve will drop down again. You can even audibly hear it. And that only shows me that EGR valve is properly going up and down. But there could be build-up. Where is it connected? Right? There could be build-up of the carbon matter, right, from the exhaust and so on. And even if the EGR works correctly, there will be no flow through it. So the best test actually for this is start up this vehicle, leave it at the idle, right? And again, using this vacuum device, you will apply here, you will connect it here, and you will apply the vacuum. When you do that, the EGR opens, and if the passages are okay, it will immediately shut off the engine. Engine at the idle will simply die, and you know the passages are open, the EGR valve correctly, and the problem is elsewhere. Now, once again, my valves are out. These ones, the VSV, it's out, so my system is disconnected. But if it wasn't, you will run the engine at the idle. You will connect to this connector, you will remove this, and put your gauge here. Either this device, right, or you have your vacuum gauge, right, here, like so. So you hook it to here, right, and run the engine at the idle. And this modulator needs to read at the idle, right, 800 RPM, there will be zero vacuum provided. But as you will increase the RPM, this needle needs to go to the negative, start reading vacuum. In my case, if I watch it when it's running and the system is complete, in my case it goes at the 3000 RPM somewhere to the 10 to 15 inches of vacuum. And as you already saw, I have a new VSV, so you can guess that both tests, the EGR and the vacuum modulator, in this case passed the test. They were correctly functioning. So I had to lift the vehicle and get underneath it to remove that VSV. Now, how did I test this valve without using the tech stream? And I'm showing you without the tech stream, right? Of course, if you had it, you can activate the valve when it's in the vehicle and you can test it that way, but not everybody has a Toyota tech stream at home. So let's see how is it tested without those special tools. And it is fortunately very simple. So first I brought my voltmeter and set it to the resistance, to the ohms, right? So now it's open. I just recheck that it's working correctly, and I have 0 ohms of resistance. And this valve, this is the Toyota one, right, original, which I removed. I applied these 2 probes, right, to the 2 connectors, which are here. I hope you can see it, right? And there is an open. I'm touching it, and you can see, right, that OL on the display, and that means there is an open. I knew immediately yesterday when I did that this valve is bad and it needs to be replaced. Now you will see the numbers of what's the resistance for a brand new one. And it's approximately 35 ohms. So look at it. This is fully automatic voltmeter, and it's a 36 or, right, what was that? 35.8 ohms. So this is correct resistance of the VSV valve. There is also one more way how I can test it. And that's a testing using 12 volts. So you see 2 jumper cables, right, which are connected right now to the battery in the vehicle. So on the old one, you have to be careful, you don't want to ever touch them together, right? So on the old one, I put one of those right here. Is it holding? Yeah. And if I touch the other terminal, the valve needs to click. There will be audible click. But we know there's open, right? And it's not doing anything. See that? So that's, again, confirming it's a bad. Let's see how the click will be loud on the new valve. I didn't check that yet, so I'll be quiet and let's listen. Let me bring it closer to you. Do you hear that? So this valve, the brand new one, makes that little click, and we know it's working correctly. And basically now you became total expert on this code, on this generation on Toyotas. It will be not only on RAV4, right? It will be on Corollas and so on. So just check your engine, and if it has these 3 components, if you are within that build year of 2000 and a little bit newer and a little bit older vehicles, you have the steps how to check and troubleshoot the system. Of course, there could be also possibility that a ECM is bad, but then I don't believe you will have only one code. It will be plenty of them. So this vehicle really had only that one code, P0401. There was nothing else happening with it. It was perfectly running, right? Just the computer was saying there is not enough flow, the term is flow insufficient, right, in the EGR system. Let me show you where exactly is located that VSV on the back of the engine. Also, when I will put it back, see that there are 2 vacuum lines, right? This is electrical connector and there are 2 vacuum lines. And you don't want to switch them, right? They want to be correctly connected. So I make a note here. The line which has a white color on it, it's coming from here, right? And the other line, the vacuum line, had the yellow stripe on it. and here comes the yellow. That's how it was connected. So I put it back and show you exactly where it is located. And it's held by the 12 millimeter short bolt. So now for that location, if you're coming from here, you turn right. Hopefully I will be able nicely zoom on it for you. Do you see that blue electric connector and these two vacuum lines, right? That's what I was talking about. So this is the position. That's why you can get to it, right, from the top. It's really buried here underneath the engine. Please don't ask me why the engineers put it there. I have no idea. Now you have everything installed back, right? The system, it's perfectly working. You have still check engine light, so you either use your scanner and erase the code, or you can even disconnect the battery, and that will erase that code from the memory. Once again, I hope you enjoyed this video. I know a lot of people will find it helpful in the future. I'm happy I was able to make this video for you, and be subscribed. I have a ton of stuff about Toyotas coming your way soon. Thanks for watching, and have a great day, my friend.